there everybody, I'm Elliot.
I'm Phineas.
And we are the Peters Bros, and welcome to our review of Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. We usually do a thing here where we don't spoil the movie for you guys, and then we give you an option where we spoil the movie for you guys, but this time you don't have a choice. We're spoiling this movie for you. You can click away if you want to, but really we realized that we don't have anything to say about the movie that isn't spoiler related.
Right.
All of our thoughts are oriented around the spoiler aspect of it.
Also, we have been posting a lot of other videos, like we've been doing the daily vlogs and other additional like trailer reactions and stuff, so we're just gonna do the one, and I hope you guys will forgive us.
So in regards to the spoilers, they are coming, and they are coming fast, so if you don't want them, this is your last chance to click away. Overall, we were hugely underwhelmed with this movie. And I know that saying that sentence out loud is gonna start a fire in the comments section down below. By all means, spread whatever it is that you want to talk about down in the comments.
Something must have happened that wasn't just J.K. Rowling losing her mind. We know that Warner Brothers is notorious for ruining things in general.
They don't have a great track record when it comes to studio intervention. In the Hobbit trilogy.
Exactly.
So I think that there was a combination of both things happening. Warner Brothers definitely crammed this movie with a lot of stuff, and J.K. Rowling has kind of gone off the deep end with her world building. I think that the Harry Potter series and the first Fantastic Beasts film are wonderful, but as soon as we started receiving canon facts about the series
from Twitter, things kind of started to go downhill. And I think that honestly, the film would have been 10 times better had they chosen 1 or 2, maybe 3 of the storylines that they were trying to go with here, and focused on those, because it's incoherent to watch. And that's not to say that I didn't understand what was going on. It was clear. The storytelling was clear throughout. I guess this is kind of a thing that someone made, but I don't get the point. So I have 2 different kinds of grievances with this movie. One is the big picture grievances. The things that I couldn't really understand choice-wise about what they're doing to tell this story. And other things were the small details. Things that I, while watching the movie, was completely taken out of the moment and realized that they're trying to create a falsified cash grab version of the really meaningful stuff that J.K. Rowling was able to do with the original Harry Potter books. As far as the small detail grievances go, I could just list tons of things. I'll save that for later, but really the big problem here is that the story at this point is made up of 5 movies, right? We're getting 5 movies that are about Newt Scamander, but really are supposed to be leading up to the final duel between Dumbledore and Grindelwald that really cemented Dumbledore in wizarding history, right? If we're looking at this from a fandom standpoint, this is really cool. We get to see the history of these 2 characters and a lot of their relationship and their hatred/love for each other is deeply embedded in who Dumbledore is as a character when we meet him in the Harry Potter series. But Dumbledore is gay, ? And that's a question mark that J.K. Rowling for some reason doesn't want to erase. Dumbledore is gay. Dumbledore is in love with Gellert Grindelwald. But for some reason, because the studio is being anal about it, and because J.K. Rowling doesn't have enough courage to actually just come out and say it, we're not really... Take Dumbledore out of the closet.
Exactly! We're not really getting the full story. They're teasing that they're going to reveal that later, but there is a term for that kind of storytelling, and it's called queerbaiting. And it's just a way to try to get viewership from members of the LGBTQ+ community. I think that's cheap, I think it's really unfair, and is to the detriment of the character of Dumbledore. But we're getting 5 of these movies, and odds are they're gonna use the first 4 to queerbait the hell out of us. And honestly, at this point, it feels like J.K. Rowling is kind of scrambling to find ideas to fill the rest of the movies. I don't know why this has to be 5 movies.
So Albus and Aberforth were brothers, they're the Dumbledore brothers. They have a sister named Ariana, who is an Obscurial. They have a mom, because that's
that's where people come from. And their dad, Percival. Their mom is named Kendra. So, supposedly in the books, Kendra died from one of Ariana's outbursts, which is important for Albus's character arc, because that kicks off his, like, maturity. So, according to this movie, we have Credence, who I guess was just... They just never mentioned him in the books, because he wasn't important. But here's the weird part. Because there was a lady who had the baby. I was assuming that was Credence's mom.
The only explanation is that Percival had a love child with some other woman who then died in the boat with Corvus Lestrange, and Credence, her son, lived on.
It just makes more questions that don't actually need to be answered, but are, like, confusing. Coming out of the movie theater, I have two main questions. The first one being, what was this movie about? What was the message? What was the moral? What emotional storyline were we supposed to follow the entire time?
What's the takeaway?
Right. What do we leave the movie theater thinking about? The closest it comes to having, like, a moral, I guess, is, use Ancestry.com. And so my second question was, what should they have done? We have 3 more, and I'm scared that the next 2 are going to basically just try to fill stuff in until we can get to that final Dumbledore-Grindelwald battle.
And it's not like giving us backstory for a character is wrong, or trying to get us to care about a character is wrong. We have to know why we need to care about them, though. Because I don't have any takeaway about Leta Lestrange and her storyline. I don't know what it was that we were trying to be told about her. Like, don't judge a member of the family by what it was that they've done. She killed her baby brother. I mean, like, and now that Leta's gone, like, there's nothing that she can offer. You guys may have noticed that we haven't mentioned Theseus Scamander yet, and he was a hot topic going into this movie. And the reason that we haven't talked about him is because we forgot that we forgot he existed.
Yeah.
And I think that's all we have to say about him, actually. Ultimately, Warner Brothers knows that these movies make bank. And no matter what, people are going to go see them. So I don't understand why they don't want to put maybe just a little extra work into making sure that the films that they're putting out there actually have something to say. If they're going to make tons of money, have something to say. The fact that McGonagall is apparently now a professor at Hogwarts around... Oh, yeah, someone on the internet did the math. 8 years before she was technically born.
Early on in the movie, they established that Tina had an Auror boyfriend. I guess that was a lie. We never saw him. It seemed like Tina just forgot about him.
Newt's assistant. She was there, and then she wasn't. And Newt told her to find him in Paris, and she didn't. Queenie is one of the few characters in this movie who has a full character arc. And it's actually something that I thought could have been really cool, you know, sisters on opposite sides of the war. But the fact that it happened in probably about 0.5 seconds flat.
Queenie and Jacob were so cute in the first one, and then they were like, he didn't lose his memory, he's under a spell, we're here because we're getting married, we're not getting married, we're running away.
For some reason he still is into her. Everyone knows how to do wordless magic now.
Yeah, we don't need... David Yates doesn't like having people say spells, I guess, so...
I thought it was really impressive how that one random follower of Grindelwald was able to perform the killing curse wordlessly. I mean, that's like one of the most powerful spells. No, Voldemort couldn't perform the killing curse wordlessly. Nagini is a person that is there, and Neville chops her head off. Nicholas Flamel is in this movie, which is kind of cool, but
where was his
wife?
Where's his wife?
I love that they raised the stakes to, like, 20 million at the very last second when Nicholas Flamel was like, we have to stop it or all of Paris will be destroyed. It was like, wait, but what? All of Paris was in jeopardy this whole time? I think Jude Law could be a great Dumbledore. He kind of was just there to, like, reveal the blood bond, and to say that one line about how he and Grindelwald were closer than brothers. And one last thing that I'll mention is just Johnny Depp. I'm still just confused, I guess.
So believe it or not, neither of us hated this movie by any means.
No.
We had good things that we could have said about it.
I think that really the big problem with the movie is that it's bloated. It's just this film that they crammed full of things, a lot of things that we really didn't need, or we didn't need yet, that could have waited or could have just not really been in there at all because they didn't add to the substance, you know? Honestly, they really could have earned a lot of these things. You all are entitled to your opinions, and we would love to hear them. So please comment down below, start a conversation. We will be happy to hear from you. And I want to know what your thoughts and feelings are about the Wizarding World in general, where it's headed, where it's been, and what your favorite Wizarding World movie is. Share this video with your friends and family. Leave a like down below if you liked this video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. And if you want to hear our thoughts about the Wizarding World going forward, because you know we'll be talking about the rest of these movies when they come out. And don't forget to tell your enemies that we are awesome.
Thumbs up.